been hearing from all of you.
I know. I could see you in the, but we missed hearing from you.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhu. And we are starting the chapter 22 today of Canto 3. So, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, welcome you, Prabhu.
Did somebody did Jaira the mother?
No, Prabhu, we did Kirtan, but we didn't do Jaira the mother.
Jaira the Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Subhadramayi Jaya Sudarshana Jayo Lakshmi Narasimha Jayo Anantadev Lakshmi Narasimha Jayo Anantadev Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवतीर्उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः Hare Krishna, I'm happy to be here with all the ICF devotees. My humble obeisances at the lotus feet of all the devotees who are assembled here, seeking your blessings. And I would request somebody to volunteer to read shloka and translation and purport. We'll read 1 to 4. Then I will start my Shilpa Mataji. Please.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Maitreya Uvacha Evam Avishkritasesha Guna Karmodayo Muni Savrida Ivatam Samram Aduparatam Uvacha. Translation by His Grace, Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Sri Maitreya said, after describing the greatness of the emperor's manifold qualities and activities, the sage became silent, and the emperor, feeling modesty, addressed him as follows. Hare Krishna.
Shobha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandvat Pranams Prabhuji and Mataji, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Should I read a sloka?
Yeah.
Manu uvacha brahmasrija svamukhato yushman atma paripsya chandomasya stapo vidya yoga yuktan alampatan. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Manu replied, to expand himself in Vedic knowledge, Lord Brahma, the personified Veda, from the face created you. The Brahmanas, who are full of austerities, knowledge, and mystic power, and are aware to sense gratification. Averse to sense gratification. Should I read the purport, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vedas is to propagate the transcendental knowledge of the absolute truth. The Brahmanas were created from the mouth of Supreme Person, and therefore they are meant to spread the knowledge of the Vedas in order to spread the glories of the Lord. In Bhagavad Gita, also, Lord Krishna says that all the Vedas are meant for understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is especially mentioned here, Yoga Yuktam Alam Patan. The Brahmanas are full of mystic power and all completely averse to sense gratification. Actually, there are two kinds of occupations. One occupation in the material world is sense gratification, and the other occupation is spiritual activity to satisfy the Lord by his glorification. Those who engage in sense gratification are called demons, and those who spread the glories of the Lord or satisfy the transcendental senses of the Lord are called demigods. It is specifically mentioned here that the Brahmanas are created from the face of the cosmic personality or Virat Purusha. Similarly, the Kshatriyas are said to be created from his arms, the Vaishyas are created from his waist, and the Shudras are created from his legs. Brahmanas are especially meant for austerity, learning, and knowledge, and are averse to all kinds of sense gratification. Haribol, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna
Sudha.
Prabhuji, pranam. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, pranam Sanatan. Tatranayaasrajasman do sahasrapat hridayam tasya hi brahma chatramangam prachakshate. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. For the protection of the Brahmanas, the thousand-legged Supreme Being created us, the Kshatriyas, from his thousand forms. Hence, the Brahmanas are said to be his heart and the Kshatriyas his arms. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. Kshatriyas are specially meant to maintain the Brahmanas, because if the Brahmanas are protected, then the head of civilization is protected. Brahmanas are supposed to be the head of the social body. If the head is clear and has not gone mad, then everything is in proper position. The Lord is described thus: Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya. The purport of this prayer is that the Lord specifically protects the Brahmanas and the cows, and then he protects all other members of society, Jagat Vitaya. It is his will that universal welfare work depends on the protection of cows and Brahmanas. Thus, Brahmanical culture and cow protection are the basic principles for human civilization. Kshatriyas are specially meant to protect the Brahmanas, as is the supreme will of the Lord. Go Brahmana Hitaya. As within the body, the heart is a very important part, so the Brahmanas are also the important element in human society. The Kshatriyas are more like the whole body. Even though the whole body is bigger than the heart is more important. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Krishnamurti Prabhu. Krishnamurti Prabhu. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, sorry Prabhuji.
No problem.
Pronounce Prabhuji. Hato hey ananyoyam atmanam brahmakshatrim cha rakshataha rakshate samayo vyayo devaha sayaha sad asad atmakaha. Translation.
Prabhu, read only the translation. Yeah.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. That is why the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas protect each other as well as themselves. And the Lord himself, who is both the cause and effect and is yet immutable, protects them through each and other. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranavas pronounce.
Dandas Pranam. Sindhu Mataji, the first paragraph, please.
Yes, sure. Pranam Shrabaji, Hare Krishna. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The entire social structure of Varna and Ashrama is a cooperative system meant to uplift all to the highest platform of spiritual realization. Brahmanas are intended to be protected by the Kshatriyas, and the Kshatriyas also are intended to be enlightened by the Brahmanas. When the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas cooperate nicely, the other subordinate divisions, the Vaishyas or mercantile people, and the Shudras or laborer class automatically flourish. The entire elaborate system of Vedic society was therefore based on the importance of the Brahmanas and the Kshatriyas. The Lord is a real protector, but he is unattached to the affairs of protection. He creates Brahmanas for the protection of the Kshatriyas and Kshatriyas for the protection of the Brahmanas. He remains aloof from all the activities. Therefore, he is called Nirvikara, without activity. He has nothing to do. He is so great that he does not perform action personally, but his energies act. The Brahmanas and Kshatriyas and anything that we see are different energies acting upon one another.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Divya Mataji. Then after that, Dr. Karpahalli. Yeah. Divya Mataji, one paragraph, please. Next paragraph.
Hare Krishna Prabhu Pranams.
Yeah.
Although individual souls are all different, the super self or super soul is the supreme personality of Godhead. Individually, one's self may differ from others in certain qualities and may engage in different activities, such as those of a Brahmana, Kshatriya, or Vaishya. But when there is a complete cooperation among different individual souls, the supreme personality of Godhead as super soul Paramatma, being one in every individual soul, is pleased and gives them all protection. As stated before, the Brahmanas are produced from the mouth of the Lord, and the Kshatriyas are produced from the chest or arms of the Lord. If the different castes or social sections, although apparently differently occupied in different activities, nevertheless act in full cooperation, then the Lord is pleased. This is the idea of the institution of 4 Varnas and 4 Ashramas. If the members of different ashramas and varnas cooperate fully in Krishna consciousness, then society is well protected by the Lord, without doubt. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Dr. Mataji.
In Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that the Lord is the proprietor of all different bodies. The individual soul and is the proprietor of his individual body. But the Lord clearly states, my Lord, my dear Bharata, you must know that I am also no proprietor of the body. The individual proprietor of the individual body, Krishna, the proprietor of all bodies everywhere. Here is the proprietor not only of human body, he is the proprietor of not only human bodies, but of birds, beasts, and all other entities. Not only on this planet, but on other planets also. He is the supreme proprietor, therefore he does not become divided by protecting the different individual souls. He remains one and the same. And that the sun appears on the top of everyone's head when at the meridian. When at the meridian does not imply that the sun becomes divided. One man thinks that the sun is on the head only, whereas 5,000 miles away, another man is thinking that the sun is only on his head. Similarly, the super soul, the supreme personality of Godhead, is one, but he appears to individually oversee each individual soul. This does not mean that that the individual and the soul, individual soul and the super soul are one. They are one in quality as a spirit soul, but the individual soul and super soul are different. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you,
Thank you very much. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamagyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandegam Shri Guru Shri Yuda Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajadam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadudam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitam Cha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Dinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyate Deshadarine Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratishe Namaha Ye Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhesha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Bande Shri Guru Dinadarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Harihi Om Tat Sat Namo Vishnu Padaya. Hare Krishna, I welcome once again all of you. Thank you for joining today. So today we are reading from a third canto, 22nd chapter, sloka 1 to 4, the marriage of Kardo Muni and Devahuti. So I'll talk about a little bit on this title. Then today's topic is predominantly Manu is talking about the Varnashrama system. He's trying to glorify Kardo Muni. So we will see in practical how this Varnashrama system is helpful. Theoretically, yes, we read Varnashrama system is there, but is it useful current situation? If at all useful, what is that we need to follow? So before I start, I can ask the same question. I was thinking like, is it really Varnashrama system is something which can be implemented now? First of all, is it implemented? If at all, if it is implemented, will it be useful or there is any use in following this Varnashrama system? So those who don't know what is Varnashrama system, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvanyam Maya system Guna Karma Vibhavashaha. So divide the society into Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra, and also Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyasi. So he says, Krishna, I have established this system. Gunakarma Vibhashaha, he says. So that's about Varnashrama system. So my question is that, is it implementable now? Is it relevant now? And if it is yes, then what is that advantage of following Varnashrama Dharma? Is it a must for Krishna consciousness?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Krishnamurti Prabhu.
Prabhuji, it is a must as particular regarding Krishna consciousness. I do agree. But in the current social system is not like that. So we were observing the caste and all those things. We will say Brahmana, Vaishya, Kshatriya, all are polluted nowadays. So only the thing is, without the creation, what Sri Krishna has created, that itself is going on even now also. So only the thing is caste system is vanished nowadays. So particularly regarding the growth of Krishna consciousness, we must follow this Varnashrama Dharma. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
See now, so based on your answer, if there is no Varnashrama system and is important for Krishna conscious, so do you all say that we are not progressing in Krishna consciousness? We will not be able to progress because there is no system of Varnashrama, right? It has been all caste system. You can see the election is coming. The election candidate will be stand is based on what community belongs to, what is the vote but it's all based on the the community vote balance, right? Can we deny that? No, right?
No,
So
Prabhuji.
so that there is no system of what Krishna has established here. And you also say, yeah, it is a must for Krishna conscious to progress. So how do we progress? What is the way forward? It will not change overnight. So until I don't think so, another 50 years it will change or it is going to get better. So means that we will not progress in Krishna consciousness.
So we will progress in Krishna consciousness,
How
particularly
you
in
said
devotion.
Varnashrama is important, no? You said without Varnashrama you can progress in Krishna consciousness.
Varnashrama dharma for the
Hmm.
development of the society, it is must. But
Hmm.
for the growth in Krishna consciousness, we need, as we were following the bhakti cult, so definitely we will progress in Krishna consciousness.
No, but you said it is important, but it is not established. Then how do we progress?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. In
Yeah,
today's time,
Srinamar.
in today's time, of course, it is very difficult because when we are born, only we are born into a certain caste, and then we follow the same thing like Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya. It is no more there in order. But
Hmm.
as far as in our control, whatever we can do is we can follow the ashram system, the brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, and sannyas. At least we can follow that much because that is in our hands. Like we can remain brahmachari till 25, after that grihastha, and still follow Krishna consciousness in all those ashram system. Is
Yeah,
my
where is the
Hare
forest
Krishna.
now? Vanaprastha, where do you go? Which forest you plan to go?
It is like internally you cut off from your grihastha ashram, is what in today's time, how much ever practical it is what I was trying to understand, Prabhuji.
Okay, so my another question to you is it important for progressing Krishna consciousness?
Yes, Prabhu, it is important.
So you also agree that Varnashram system is important.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else who are against saying Varnashrama is not important? What did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu say? I am not a Shudra, I am not a Vaishya. Right? What is that famous shloka he says?
Hiba
Now,
Viprach Banyasi.
right. So you are contradicting Mahaprabhu.
Hare
Anyone
Krishna
else?
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna
Yeah.
Prabhuji. Nowadays, in the Kali Yuga, we all are Sudras.
Hmm. Okay. So Varnashrama system is not required then. All are Shudras. There is no system of Brahmana, Kshatriya.
Very few
What,
will follow Prabhuji.
what about the pure devotees of Srila Prabhupada? Are they also Sudras?
That I don't know, but maybe they will follow. Prabhupada's people will follow devotees.
So there are some exception you are telling.
Brahma
Or
Janati iti Brahmana Prabhuji.
We
Hare
think
Brahma
so.
Krishna
Janati iti
Prabhuji, at this point of Kali Yuga, Varnashrama system is not possible for everyone except for few. So, but still, we can keep on doing our sadhana and get the association of the devotees and also the sannyasis who are following this Varnashrama system for us to improve in our Krishna consciousness.
in fact,
That's how I understand, Prabhu.
in fact, Sanya is prohibited in Kali Yuga. Out of 5 things, one of the thing is that sannyasa should be prohibited in Kali Yuga. There is a reference
I
in the
meant our Guru Vargas, who are all there as of
yeah,
now
that's
in
what I'm telling.
present
Sannyasa itself
day.
forbidden in Kali Yuga. Then how do you follow sannyasa order?
No, I'm not saying to follow Prabhuji. We just follow their teachings. That's what I meant.
Right, the system
In
is
fact,
there. What I'm telling is it's Kali Yuga. Getting a child for your
In Kali Yuga, Prabhuji, it's not advisable for everybody to take up sannyasa, but Yukta Vairagya, Prabhuji. Yukta Vairagya. Even
okay.
staying in Grihastha Ashrama, we can follow that Yukta Vairagya. Yukta Vairagya Muchate. Anasaktasya Vishaya.
Why did Krishna then establish Varnashrama system and why we should follow Bhagavad Gita? Krishna is saying Chaturvarnamaya system. So there is no, so basically you're telling we can progress in Krishna consciousness without Varnashrama. Everybody is telling, agreeing unanimously, there is no system available. And unanimously, you're also telling that it is required for progression in Krishna consciousness. Either my question is you are progressing, which means that Varnashrama is not required, or you are not progressing because Varnashrama system is not there. Which one is true?
Actually,
Progressing in
Varnashrama is
Varnashrama is not required, Prabhuji. Meaning, being in the family itself, we can just learn how to get detached. That's how we can practice our Varnashrama.
it is a
Okay.
prescribed way. It is a prescribed way of life, Prabhuji.
Okay, but it is not implemented. What do you do? It's not implementable here. Is it
It is
implementable here?
required to establish peace. It is required to establish peace in the human society. But when it is not possible, you can take up to Krishna consciousness, Prabhuji. Because
So
Brahma
Varnashrama
Janati iti
is not
Brahman.
dependent. So Varnashrama not depend on Krishna consciousness. It does not require
Very good.
Krishna consciousness. That's the answer, right?
Prabhu, we are getting puzzled with your questions.
No, Prabhu,
You
in
itself
Kali
give
Yuga,
the reply,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Very
Prabhu, in
confusing,
Kali Yuga, we are all Shudras.
Ah.
So in Kali Yuga, we are all Shudras, but we can, by through bhakti, we can, progress in Krishna consciousness. So we are in Varnashram where we accept that we are all Shudras, but still bhakti we can do and, follow the principles of devotional service.
So we will see from the Guru Sadhu Shastra perspective what they have to say about Varnashrama. Yeah, go ahead, please.
No, I just wanted to make a point that Prabhupada has told wherever, even visiting the Dham is not necessary. Wherever we stay and we do our sadhana sincerely, then that is the place, that place becomes Vrindavan or Mayapur, whatever Dham it is. So that's how even this practice of Varnashrama system also, Prabhuji, that's how I understand.
Okay. So all of you one way or other, right? But we will see. Today's topic, the marriage of Kardama Muni and Devahuti. So it's a very, very amazing topic because I'm connecting that to Varnashrama and also importance of following samskaras. So when the Lord prescribed, I told him, "Oh, Kardamuni, I want you to do one seva. I'm going to give you one particular seva." Kardamuni said, "What? You need to progenate. You have to create progeny. This is your dedicated service for me." And so then Lord said, "I will also find a girl for you, right? You don't need to worry about who will be my wife. I will arrange your wife as well." So imagine if it is in a materialistic world, if somebody says, your job is just to get married and plan for your honeymoon. That's it. That's what your job is all about. So what is it we will plan? There's nothing we have to plan. And also on top of it, God says, don't worry, I will also get you your wife. You don't need to work. You don't need to do any hard work. You just marry, progenate. That's it. I'll provide everything. Right? So Kardamani would have been happiest person, but he did not do that. He went to severe austerities. He said, I want to qualify for Grihastha. I want to become Grihastha now. I need to be qualified. My consciousness needs to be purified. Why? So that I can generate good quality of progeny. So look at this, the role model, what Kardamuni is displaying. It's certain done, it is easy job to just progenate, to get married. That's it. Thousands of people. It's like even a small rat or things, pigeon can do thousands of progeny. But what is the use? So that's why Bhagavatam talks about lineage of Manu. We have dedicated cantos where we talk about whose father, whose was, because they're all devotees. They're all connected to the Lord. So that's why sometimes we will wonder, what is that necessity for me to know whose father, whose son it is? No, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm not going to remember. And more than that, we don't have much information about them. Why that is required? So here, see the standard of Kardama Muni and his progeny who is going to come later. So that's one main thing which we can learn from is that the what is the mood in which one should take the seva. Second, the Devahuti was now we see that Manu is the entire emperor of the world. He's not choosing somebody who is settled down in US, who is a good software engineer or a good doctor, businessman. He has a lot of money, bungalow, car, own house. Then let me find a girl who needs to get this boy. No, he looked at who is the perfect perfect Brahmana or rishi who can give the spiritual guidance. That was only criteria. And in terms of beauty, wealth, there is no way matching to Devahuti and Kardamani, because Devahuti was internally, externally so beautiful. And one time when Devata was flying on the top of the rooftop of Devahuti's palace, she was playing in the ball. He just fell down, seeing the beauty of that. So such an extremely beautiful Devahuti, internally, externally. And she had the liberty to choose the husband. It is not that previously the father has arranged marriage and she has to accept it. No, all the women had very much freedom. Swayambram was happened. They are entitled to choose their own husband. When Manu was told, Kardamuni, and she was really happy to give up all the appearances and get married to Kardamuni, because the quality, what the criteria in which they select the boy, that we can also learn from this wonderful episode. There are a lot of things to learn. It is not that just Bhagavatam we are hearing, but you can see the role model in which these people are acted. There are a lot of life lessons to be learned and applied. So that's on the topic. Now, Shloka 1 to 4, uh, Manu, who has given these rules of Manu Samhita, talks about Varnashrama system, and he start glorifying Kardamuni because you are Brahmana. Then he talks about Kshatriya duty. I'm a Kshatriya, but I'm supposed to protect the Brahmanas. If the Brahmanas come from the face of the Lord, or heart. Prabhupada some places says heart, even though body is bigger, heart is small, but important function it does. So that way the Kshatriyas are all come from the arms of the Lord, and from the belly the Vaishyas come, and the Sudras are from the leg, and things like that, so on and so forth. He was started explaining. So from this Varnashrama, I'm going to cover few topics as to number one, is it Varnashrama system important for Krishna consciousness? Number two, this Varnashrama system, what is that all about Varnashrama system? Is it really Varnashrama system, whatever we have currently? Third aspect is what portion of Varnashrama system we can follow, especially these samskaras, importance of the samskaras. So then we will end. I'll take 5 minutes of each of these topics. Then probably 10, 20 or something, I'll open up for 10:25 or something, I'll open up for a question answer session. So you can note down your questions. Probably don't break the flow, but we can take it out at the end. So let's go ahead and look at that. So in Prabhupada, you see this Varnashrama system is very much important, because Devi Esha Gunamayi Mama Maya Durataya. This Maya is very, very powerful, and it is very, very difficult to overcome. And by nature, she is arranged in such a way that we want to progress in Krishna consciousness, we need some guidance. That is Brahmanas. So Krishna has established a system where the Brahmanas, they are, no, Prabhupada was talking about, there are three things Prabhupada talks about. They are they are not interested in the sense gratification. There are three aspects. Do anyone remember what are the three aspects of Brahmanas Prabhupada talked about in the purport? Here you go.
Austerity,
One is austerity,
knowledge,
second one is
regulated sex life, Prabhuji.
and four things. Averse to sense gratification. They are averse to sense gratification. So we need a people who can let us, go beyond this pavarga of life. We know this famous Prabhupada talks about this pavarga life, because from pavarga to apavarga, we need to get liberated. So this is very much what we do. Fena is foaming. Pa stands for foaming. We do hard labor like a donkey. We don't know where, when we take in birth, whatever I'm going to gain, it is already predestined, predetermined. By doing extra work, I don't think so I'll get extra Lakshmi. So what I'm going to eat, what I'm going to breathe, how many breaths, how much I'm going to earn, it's all predestined. Why should I suffer so much than work like a donkey and to earn money, and my from the donkey foam is coming out of his mouth, and just for some grass, which he can go and eat. Then after that, the owner comes, he cut some grass and just gives the donkey. Look at it, because you're destined to get it. Then frustration, bandhan, binding ba, a lot of affection for the family, affection for the nation, affection for the society, affection for the community, right? But none of this so far in the history does anyone say, I'm extremely happy. Any wife says that my husband, I'm extremely happy. Not even a single fault I find with you. Similarly, the spouse, and it's applicable to vice versa as well. You never say you are the best wife ever I got. Probably in the marriage time, initial 6 months, it may be the true. We need to ask this question again after the age of 50, right? The answer would be maybe, yeah, she's good, but yeah, there are still scope of improvement like that. You can kids, serve you so much, and you can ask your kid. They say yes, always father and mother are good, but is that everything they like it? It may not be, right? So this bandhana, whatever we're trying to do, it's not 100% satisfying, including your boss. How much or you work, how much or you put your effort. The boss never going to say you are the best person I have ever seen. No. Right. So then bhaya, fear is always there, constant. Will I get this or not? When my job will go? When do I get rid of this? Will I get this kind of diseases? Or how do I protect my children? They're going in the wrong way. How do I protect my family? How do I protect my properties? This constant fear is always there. How do I, will I be losing my relationship with a particular person? So always a constant fear is the factor. And parishrama, hard labor. You have to do anything you want to get it. It's not easy. You have to put in a lot of effort, which is required. So if a person is entangled in this form of life, how will we get liberated? Unless there is a varnashrama system where there is a brahmana dedicated only for education knowledge. He doesn't do anything. A brahmana is not supposed to work like us. That's why we say everybody is Shudra, because even brahmana is working nowadays, right? They are not going and studying in the Shastras, Gurukul, and start preaching to it. No, every Brahmana goes, he's in the higher topmost government official. He's working. That's why we say it's a Sudra. But Brahmana is not supposed to work, not think about the next day what I'm going to eat or not. He's not supposed to accumulate and store also. Anything comes, he has to spend it on the day. Next day depends on the Lord. He doesn't create a bank account and open it and keep saving money. You send me one Brahmana who is not having bank account. Maybe the only ISKCON GBCs, they don't have account. They might have some common account, may not be in their name, but they can use it for Krishna's service. That's a different story. But not even a single person, you will not have a bank account. You can say you don't have bank account, you live it. No Brahmanas live like that. So that's why austerity, knowledge, mystic power. So Krishna has established this process so that we can come out of this pavarga to apavarga, where Krishna engage our senses, guide them how to do practice bhakti. So this community is very much important, Brahmana community. Then the Kshatriya community is also important. Prabhupada multiple times talks about how each one protect each other. Brahmanas should be protected by Kshatriyas, and Kshatriyas also protecting in terms of giving them knowledge, ideas. If both of them are not protected, then there is no civilization. The society, the below that, Namo Brahmane Devaya, Ko Brahmane Thaya, Jagatitaya Krishnaya, Govindaya Namo Namaha. Prabhupada quoting that shloka, saying how Ko Brahmana and the cow is the main protection. After that, the Kshatriyas and other people will follow. And other Jagaditaya, other members of society can be protected. If these two societies are not protected, Kshatriyas especially not protecting the Brahmanas, then there is no possibility of progression in any Krishna conscious life. Prabhu, does that mean you're concluding that Varnashrama system is required without which you can progress? The answer is 50-50. True or false? So, Varnashrama system, the objective of Varnashrama system is to go towards Krishna consciousness. If Varnashrama system is not taking you to the Krishna conscious Bhagavata Dharma, then that Varnashrama Dharma is not required. The ultimate objective of Varnashrama is supposed to take you to Krishna conscious. If the particular Varnashrama system, whatever existing now, it is not taking you, then Krishna conscious is not dependent on Varnashrama system. It can be a tool, one of the tool to progress in Krishna conscious. If the tool is not working, Krishna conscious is not dependent on Varnashrama system. So there are two kinds of Varnashrama system. One is the Devi Varnashrama system, another one is Ashuric Varnashrama system. Devi Varnashrama system, which helps you to gradually progress towards Krishna consciousness. And whereas the Asuric, presently what we see modern Asuric Varnashrama system based on the birth, one is decided a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya or not, that is condemned. And it doesn't take you anywhere to Krishna consciousness. Rather, it makes you atheistic part of life. So that Varnashrama system should be rejected. That Varnashrama system cannot help into Krishna consciousness. If the Varnashrama system is not helping, we don't need to follow that. And for Krishna conscious to follow the Bhagavata Dharma, you don't need to follow Varnashrama system. Now our sannyasis, they don't need to give pindadan. They don't follow any fruitive activities. They don't follow any karmakanda. They don't need to follow the what is the so when they taken the sannyas, they don't have any debt towards their forefathers, fathers, mother, because they taken the higher order of life, Bhagavata Dharma, where they're going to serve Krishna. So Krishna would never say, "Oh, you didn't follow Varnashrama Dharma, you're not eligible to go back to Godhead. What is your Dharma? Why you didn't follow the Grahastha Dharma? Why didn't you take care of your father, mother? No, it is a sin." Things like that. So Krishna is not going to judge based on the Varnashrama system. If you're already in Bhagavata Dharma, Varnashrama system is not required. Krishna multiple places says there is no obligation for you. I will relieve you from this Varnashrama system, but if you follow Bhagavad Dharma. So one way the Bhagavad Dharma is there, the Varnashrama Dharma is there. For the people who are in the lower class, different modes of people, they cannot directly come to the Bhagavad Dharma. And if it is leading to Krishna conscious, then this Devi Varnashrama system is required. Otherwise, this Ashuric Varnashrama system, it's not going to take you one to the Krishna consciousness, then you don't need to follow. And if you are already in the platform of the objective of Varnashrama systems to come to the Bhagavad Dharma, if Varnashrama Dharma, you are not able to execute it, it is fine. Krishna consciousness is not depend on Varnashrama. Currently, we see that there is no system of Varnashrama. And in ISKCON, we're trying to establish some Brahmanas, second initiated devotees, some senior Vaishnavas to guide us, and some temple managers, kind of Kshatriyas to protect from legal case and things like that. And we also try to do some business, agarbatti and few whatever we could able to sell, and we run our life. And the Sudras also help us to run this society. So we're trying to do it. Prabhupada wanted to establish this Devi Varnashrama system, but it is very, very difficult because one has to depend on agriculture, go get a land, and you establish this process. Everybody helps in the field and gets the whatever grain. That offer it to Lord and follow this process. It's very difficult in the modern days to implement this Varnash system. So then there are two stories I would like to narrate so that you understand the concept of this cooperation. Prabhupada many a times talked about cooperation. Why this cooperation is required? See, Krishna has established this so that we cooperate each other to progress in Krishna conscious life. Let it be husband and wife. He's emphasizing this cooperation system. So that's why I'm concluding this cooperation system. Then I will go more detail. So this Prabhupada's talking about the cooperation between each other is very, very important between husband and wife. Most of the time, the husband try to exploit the wife. That's the reason they need to have a court cases. They need to have a divorce. They need to have a legal system to break through and things like that. And in the particular society, who is naturally not having opportunity to grow, and they'll be suppressed. That's why you need a quota system, that quota system, this quota system, anywhere in the job and elections, whatever it is. So you need to get your rights because other people who are already having upper hand, they'll try to suppress you, right? All the system, anywhere you see cooperative society will be there. Anything you take, there will be a cooperative society, EB society, real estate cooperative society, that society, this society, but there is no cooperation really each other. Everybody wants to get their rights. So that's where the cooperative system is coming to picture. And we can see from the Srimad Bhagavatam two examples where Kshatriyas failed to protect the Brahmanas. And there is a conflict between Kshatriyas and Brahmanas. So one is that Indra, when he was happily enjoying in Indra, so Brihaspati used to come regularly, his guru, who is supposed to be a Brahmana, and he is supposed to be given respect. So Indra thought, okay, it's a normal affair, so why should I give attention? So he did not respect. So Brihaspati goes. And after that, they lose all their opulences, wealth, strength, everything. So the demons, Sukracharya immediately told let us fight now, Devatas, because they have offended the Guru, the Brahmanas, and they are powerless. And whereas the other way around, even though demons are not a good people, but they are obedient to their Sukracharya Guru, because of the strength of the Guru, they could able to defeat the Devatas who are supposed to be much powerful than that because of just a Kshatriya community like Indra who start giving respect, start giving protection to the Brahmana. So they have to end up in the very bad situation. Um, so this is one example. Another in this lesson, what we can learn is the familiarity breach condemns. Right, one time we are familiar, then we start doing respect to the senior Vaishnavas, or start criticizing, openly talking about raising our voice. Any person who is guiding a senior in the system, so they're trying to help us. There might be some problem. It's not that they all, some of them may be from Vaikunta, some of them may not be from Vaikunta. So they're also undergoing treatment, but they have joined the treatment process much earlier than us. So the chance of their getting cure is much better than us. So we need to give that respect and follow them instructions. Familiarity should not breach or contempt, because Maya acts. She has a two function. One is Prakshatmika Shakti, another one is Avaranatmika Shakti. So this Avaranatmika Shakti makes one's power to lose their knowledge. Cover up. She covers up our knowledge, and so try to act. So this Varnashrama system, if the senior Vaishnavas are not there, whom you're going to remember Krishna? How are you going to remember Krishna? The system is functioning because of their community of Vaishnavas are coming together in the temple. We should be very careful with Vaishnava Aparadha as well. He may not be a senior Vaishnava, even junior Vaishnava, unless there is flourishment is happening. Otherwise, there is, let's imagine only one person is coming last 15 years. What enthusiasm you will have to perform Krishna consciousness. So it has to grow. This group has to grow. It's not that we are regularly having only 40, 50 people. So it has to grow. Then there is a lot of happiness. We see enthusiasm, motivated, seeing the young people giving their enthusiasm. Because when we came to Krishna conscious, I would ask everybody here, probably 2, 3 years or more than 3 years of Krishna conscious you are in, is the same happiness or the same enthusiasm you have now, it is multiplied or is it decreased? Anyone wants to answer? Is when you came to Krishna conscious, is the same respect, same enthusiasm is there now? Is it multifold increased or it is multifold decreased? Which one is true?
No, Prabhu, increased. Day by day, it's increasing.
Increase it.
The
Increase
more
it.
we hear,
Increased.
the more we understand. Then
Increased.
More
I'm surprised.
realization.
Okay. I think you're all exalted Vaishnavas. For me, it is decreased.
Prabhuji, in my case, it's
no,
decreased, I
Prabhu,
can
not
say,
like that,
Prabhuji.
because we understand things. So we try to improve on ourselves. It's not that we are very.
When you came to Krishna consciousness, you had so much enthusiasm. Prabhu, can I do that service? Can I do this service? Whatever they say, you do it. Now, don't you question back, Prabhu, this could have been done like this. This is better to do it. Have you not given the suggestion? Or you're blindly doing
Yes,
it?
Prabhuji. In my
Yes,
case,
that's
I
what
can
I
say
meant.
it is
Respect means
decreased.
enthusiasm. Yes, yeah. So it's supposed to decrease. When you came into Krishna conscious, you don't know. Yo, whatever Prabhu says, I will do. I'll do this. You will ask more and times I'll do that. This time, Prabhu, I have some other responsibilities. I won't be able to do this time. Or Prabhu, this can be have been done better. It is not that the so. It is not that
Prabhuji,
case.
for me, it's reflected in my chanting also. So initially, we used to chant very intensely, but when days passes, it's like, okay, now I have to complete. I have to sit and do that. That's it. So it's like that.
So yes, this familiarity, see, in this Avaranatikama Shakti, that's how she would act. As we progress in Krishna consciousness, some of you are exalted Vaishnavas, that's why you're telling your enthusiasm increased multifold. Very good to know that. But in general, what happens is when you come into Krishna consciousness, right? That same enthusiasm, same liking, same thing, I want to go, I want to do it, that force may not be there now because of various anarthas, what we are trying to do. So like what Indra did for the offenses. Another one example is the
Hare
Yayadi
Krishna.
story of, yes, Mataji. Is that a question? Because I need to have another good 5 minutes of thing to discuss about the samskara. So let me finish up this story quickly. You can have any question, put it in the chat. I will have time for that. So Yayadi is a Kshatriya and is trying to marry to Sukracharya daughter Devyani. So in those days, it is not allowed. A Kshatriya should marry to a Kshatriya. The girl generally requested to, sometimes it is allowed, even though Yayadi knows that Devayani is from the higher community or the Brahmana community. And we also know the conflict between Devayani and Sharmishta. Sharmisha from Kshatriya and Devayani is from the Acharya in the Brahmanas community. They had both of them fight. And we also know that the story, how he was cursed to become old because he was trying to marry a Sharmishta, which is Kshatriya, and he's also Kshatriya. They match each other, but still there are few occasions Prabhupada writes there are exceptions are given knowingly. Otherwise, generally they don't change. So that's another reason why in ISKCON we don't even believe in horoscope, but still we would recommend at the time of marriage, please go and do the matching of horoscope, not for anything else. Because there will be Deva Guna, Manisha Guna, Ashura Guna. So based on that gunas, we need to map the girl to another person. If it is a person is a the person can be high, he could be a Brahmana, then he can marry to a Sudra and other things because he will be able to guide them. But for the girl is in higher quality, the boy should be must be in higher quality. Otherwise, she will have to go through. Let's say she is from Brahmana community and the person is from Kshatriya, passionate about it. She will have difficult times. But a person who is already in Brahmana, he can marry to a Kshatriya, but because he is naturally the person can guide them, husband, and they'll submissive, they can hear and all those things. But generally they don't recommend, but the other way around. But here, if you see that Sharmishta is from Brahmana community and she is by nature, not community, and Yayadi was Kshatriya. So there's some exceptions were allowed. Those things Prabhupada talked about these conflicts, and we know that. So main purpose, what is I'm talking about is unless there is a cooperation, we're not going to, each devotee is not going to cooperate each other. Even person who is cleaning the temple hall, is every service is same. We don't look at the services same. Somebody who's giving class, oh, he's a great personality, he's come from Goloka Vrindavan. No, a person who is cleaning the garden, he may not talk to you, but somebody sees, oh, this is nice premises. This is a nice temple. You've been maintaining nice. That's a preaching, indirect preaching. And somebody is cutting vegetables. Somebody who's cleaning is as equivalent, as important as seva as the person who is sitting in Vyasasana or who is as good as administrating the temple. There is, in terms of service, there is no, oh, it is Sudra kind of job. So, there is no importance is given. So we don't see many of the people, coming and say, oh, this is the person today cooked Sunday feast, or this person who cleaned up today this temple. But we will always say, oh, this person, such as this person is giving a class. Oh, of course, it is important because he's imparting the knowledge. Brahmana is always important. I'm not saying that, but equally respecting every aspect of service, looking at everyone is equally. That's very important. That cooperation is not there. Then we will try to see, oh, is my God brother, who is another God brother, looking at the platform of different aspects. So Prabhupada is emphasized how a body should cooperate. Otherwise, hand is working separately, leg is working separately. The food has to go to the mouth, through that stomach has to digest, and the energy has to go. That's how everybody needs to cooperate. This cooperation is what the main purpose of creating this Varnashrama system. Now, since there are 6 minutes more, I'm going to rush really some of the slides from the view of the Acharyas. Then I want to focus 10 minutes exclusively on one important topic, which are relevant to us. So Prabhupada is telling unalloyed engagement. One should follow Prabhupada. Prabhupada was very empathetic about Varnashrama system. One thing he would have loved to do it, he would have extended a few more years. Prabhupada said, I want to establish Varnashrama system. And Prabhupada says, what is the use? He's quoting Prabhupada, the Prahlad Maharaj quote, is Antakupam. This Grahastha ashram is Antakupam. One should try to go to Vanaprastha and Sannyasa. One is not trying to do it, at least Vanaprastha. And what kind of austerity you're taking, what is that unalloyed engagement, what is that commitment you have towards Krishna? So Prabhupada was heavy on people not moving from Grahastha ashrama to Vanaprastha and Sannyasa, especially Vanaprastha. So this is chapter 9, text 19, verse 3 by Srila Prabhupada. So he's very strong about going out of this family life, then you need Varnashrama system. And if you see Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he says Varnashrama is not our eternal dharma. It is based on the bodily concept. For eternal soul, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I am not belong to this particular Varna, ashram and all. It is not important to follow. Then Mahaprabhu asked this eternal dharma, what is our eternal constitution? Jiva Sarubhai Krishna Nityatas. That's it, right? The Jiva is not a Brahmana Jiva. It is not a Kshatriya Jiva, right? So that why Varnashrama we need to follow? There is some aspect of it. Those who are not following Bhagavata Dharma, Vishnu also should be worshipped. one aspect you're worshipping demigod, no problem. Vishnu also should be worshipped. Sarvam Krishna Arpanamastu, at least you should add in the shlokas. They try to slowly bring up to a person to follow some portion of it Vishnu worship, then gradually people will elevate themselves. That's why Varnashrama system is allowed. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur telling, please understand this Varnashrama system is supposed to help for achieving Bhagavata Dharma. If it is not there, we don't it. It's not our eternal Dharma. It is not based on our body. So Varnashrama system is definitely based on our body, not based on our soul. For the soul, you don't need it. Jivareswar Krishna does. You do devotion service, that's enough. You don't need to follow any Varnashrama Dharma. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur also quotes in Sajjana Doshini, how can you classify Vaishnava into some community? Is a Brahmana Vaishnava, is a Satriya Vaishnava? It is detrimental to the Vaishnava principle and act of ordinary social people. Varnashrama system, you have to say, then you have to say, oh, Prabhu is a Shudra devotee. You do this. You know, you are Shudra Vaishnava, you are a Vaishya Vaishnava. How can you classify Vaishnava into these categories? But does it mean I should not destroy the principle of Varnashrama system? No, because it is saying that it is for the milechas. It's become mouse again. That kind of curse. It is not that we go and destroy it, but we're trying to remove the negative aspect of in Varnashrama system and follow for Krishna consciousness. So there are talked about two Varnashrama system. One is spiritual Varnashrama. Another one is the Devi Varnashrama system. Another one is Hare Krishna. Can you please mute, please? Devi Varnashrama system as well as the Ashrik Varna system. There are many principles. So one important aspect I want to talk about is that when this system has started breaking, this was system like when Jaimini and his son Parshuram, they are Brahmanas, but they were behaved like a, especially Parshuram is Kshatriya. He went and killed all those Kshatriyas multiple times. So Brahmana means forgiveness, tolerance, that is not there. So that's where this conflict has seeded in. And after that, many of that, we see that this entire system is collapsed and nobody's following. It is completely now, it is always an Asuric Varnashrama system. So with respect to us, yes, it is important to conclusion, provided it is taking because some of the we don't disturb the minds of ignorant men. So if you say suddenly you follow this Bhagavata Dharma, they will not be able to follow. Slowly, yeah, you do Devi worship, no problem. Then you slowly come to Krishna consciousness. That way, this Varnashrama system is important. But currently in modern society, the following this Varnashrama system highly, highly difficult. There is no Gurukula. There is no Varnashrama you can follow. It is very difficult. But at least as some of you said, Varnashrama means wherever you are, but at least try to retire by 50, 55 and see how you can more engaged in the seva in the local temple, how you can detached from the family life and try to engage most of your time. I'm spending 24 hours now, 20 hours for my family. How much I'm spending for Krishna? Like say 4 hours, then okay, next year am I increased to 5 hours? I'm doing committed services for 5 years. So that way you can improve our path. So that way Acharyas views like that. Now, coming to this Kardama Muni, and today also being the Vyas Puja of His Holiness Jayaprakash Maharaj, there are some important teachings I've got from him, which I am benefited because of that. This is about Kardama Muni was trying to create a progeny. So when the conscious of the person of father mother determines the soul which is going to take birth. I repeat again, the conscious of father mother at the time of union makes the soul the soul which is getting attracted to the womb based on the conscious of father mother. For Prabhupada, when you for simply it's Garbhadama Samskana, what we want to follow, because this Varnashrama system supposed to follow all this all these samskaras. Even Mahaprabhu, for that matter, he took sannyas, but still he went and did Shraddha ceremony in Gaya for his father. He's following Varnashrama system. You can say, Prabhu, you see, Varnashrama system is following, but it is to set an example as a leader. He's beyond which he is Lord, Supreme Lord. He doesn't need to do Pintadan and all. he did all those things to just establish a process so that everybody will follow his standards of not to disturb the people who are the below modes of material nature and things like that. So that is set an example. That does not mean it is authorized. We must follow our national system. No, we don't need to follow. If you are fully dedicated your life into Krishna consciousness, then you don't have any responsibility towards family, society, and things like that. So those who are in Grihastha, also one of the samskaras is very important is Garbhadana samskara. How it can be followed. For Prabhupada standard is that a husband and wife should chant minimum 50 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. 50 rounds of Mahamantra, then they worship the deities, then they try to unite, then you might attract a special soul. So this is a mail from Banu Maharaj Samraj written to His Holiness Jayapatka Swami Maharaj on how this procreation can be done, right? So generally what happens is this is based on the cycle, menstruation cycle of the Matajis. Generally they will have a 27 or 30 days of cycle. So the dates are starts from, it's not the monthly calendar, it starts from the day one of menstruation cycle, then to the till date. How this scientific, it is a scientific process. It is not any the shastras or the samskaras is not just some theory they have written it and there is no effect. No, it is not like that. So so here Banu Maharaj gives a more detailed account. Says that first 5 days or something the shastras forbid them because there is no way egg would have been developed. So the first 5 days of menstruation cycle, there is no chance of getting a child. So you should avoid, especially the third or fifth day. It's fatal to the husband and you will not get good progeny. Short-lived son is what you get. Prabhupada gives slightly longer period. He gives first 6 days of menstruation period. There is no union because you're not going to get any good soul. You're not going to attract. So then also 11th and 13th day. So it means that, let's say if I put 1 to 27 days, first 1 to 5, 6 days, you take it out in a month. It is not there. Then 11th and 13th day also fatal because those days you don't get a very good progeny on 11th and 13th day. And odd days, Prabhupada says, for even for male children and odd days for female children when you union on that as well. So, and after 16th day, 17th day onwards till the end of the cycle, the eggs would have been died and again it will start again. So there is no way you're going to get a child. So the allowed timings are 6th day, 7th day onwards to 16th day, out of which 11 and 12, 13, 11th and 13th day is excluded. Now, apart from this, when you're fasting Ekadasi, full moon day, Amasya, Astami, Chaturthi, Shankranti, if it is anything falls on those particular days, you can't have because on these days it is not advisable to have union. Then Saturdays, Tuesdays, Sundays. These are malefic planets. Saturn and Mars and Sun have heavy impact on those days. So Saturday, Tuesday, Sunday falls on that day, you should not. Then based on your nakshatra constellation, right? If you go to ISKCON Desatri and you have Vaishnava calendar, ISKCON Vaishnava calendar, it will have tithis and what time sunrise at the time of sunrise, tithi is there, Ekadashi or not. Then sometimes we see Ekadashi followed previous day by others and we follow on the next day. So there is a detailed chart is available. So it's Bharani, Kritika, Megha. So there are Palva, Purva, Palguni, Vishaka. Then there are many nakshatras. If it is falls on the particular day, then you should not supposed to. These are forbidden nakshatras. So like that, if you see, generally you don't get a day in a month or two. You would get a 3 months once or 4 months once. Ideally, you get 1 or 2 days. On the day, you're supposed to chant 50 rounds. Then you attract the soul. Then you get a soul who can deliver us, who can be Krishna consciousness. It is already given, but we don't follow this Varnashrama system. We just get married like cats and dog and we progenate and then we'll say, oh, my son is not Krishna conscious. My parents are not Krishna conscious. They're not following this. We started complicating this, but we are not followed our process. So like that, it can go in detail, but somebody wants to go through this later, I can do it. But what I'm trying to say is there is Garbha Samdhana Samskara process is available. You might ask, Prabhu, Prahlad Maharaj was born in demonic family. Hiranyakashipu was demonic. How can he born? How is he born as a yogi? There are a story. When he was united and he was meditating, so Narada Rishi and other Rishi went and always chanting Vishnu's name. So his tapasa was got disturbed. So he was thinking about Vishnu at the time of union. So the beautiful Prahlad Maharaj came and also in the womb, Narada Rishi chanting, reading Srimad Bhagavatam. We always recommend a wife is pregnant start reading from the third month and till seventh, eighth month, they complete the Srimad Bhagavatam, especially seventh canto. We recommend how Prahlad Maharaj was hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. We recommend the seventh canto to be read. So that way you can never miss out. This Varnashrama system is so powerful. If you follow this, you're going to get amazing results, right? So at least from ISKCON perspective, we can follow some of the samskaras. Not entire Varnashram system is available, but at least some of the samskaras favorable to Krishna conscious. We can convert this Ashuric Varnashrama system into Devi Karnashrama system by following some of these aspects. And we can make use of it and follow Varnashram system. As I said, we don't need to go to forest, but increasing our service in Krishna consciousness, how that can be done after the age of 50 or whatever it is, defined time, because we get married late, 27, 28, 30. By the time you get married, 35, you get a children, and 15 years old boy, he'll be 15, he'll be young boy at the time of you get 50. And by the time you settle them, married or get to make to the work, then you'll be 60. And what 60 after that, you don't have any energy to do any seva. We don't plan our marriage properly, when to get married. Early marriage was recommended previously. Nowadays, it is not recommended, and we get late because of commitment of I need to settle down, I need to get my own car, my own place, then I will get married. Then again, 2-3 years of gap to find out another children if you want. Look at that. We complicated ourselves. 65, 70 is what I'll finish my life, and 70, what is that I'm going to do for Krishna? So planning about our life, following the samskaras, giving Pitrus proper, even though we are not away, we are following Bhagavad Dharma, still following those process to satisfy our Pitrus. And some of them we can follow that aspect, whatever Mahaprabhu showed as an example. Then try to follow as much of Bhagavad Dharma. So if you're not able to follow Varnashrama Dharma, that's fine, but that's not important. As long as it's going to help to achieve Bhagavad Dharma, then we are good. With this, I would stop. I've exceeded 8 minutes. Now, one question I can take. 2 minutes are there. Over to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna devotees, whoever has a question, please raise hand so that Prabhuji we can ask questions. Suma Mataji, please ask.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pranams, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, we are as a person who is serving Krishna, and when he's doing in practicing bhakti, he need not do anything for their ancestors or anything, Prabhuji. So then, in that case, if
you are completely dedicated,
okay, Prabhuji.
Like sannyasis, they are dedicated 24/7, then you don't have. Still, you are practicing, you are obligated.
But we are not 24/7. We are not devotees, no, Prabhuji. Like we will be serving the family and we'll be doing the rest of the things. So, in what category do we come, Prabhuji?
We need to follow Varnashrama system. We are trying to follow. We are not 24/7. We are pure Vaishnavas who are 24/7, or some of the brahmacharis, they dedicated their life to the temple. They don't have any obligation.
So we have to do the rituals for the ancestors.
If you are on the platform of soul, even though you are in Grihastha, Prabhu, I am elevated soul. I am on the platform of body, not bodily platform. I am on the soul platform. You don't need to do it. I can't judge whether you are on the soul platform or bodily platform.
So
as long as you are on the bodily platform, you have to do it.
Prabhuji, if at all we does, will that reach them, Prabhuji? Like whatever we do for them,
yes.
Will they be benefited?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Pranams.
Subara Prabhuji, you can ask me.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can you just enlighten briefly what is the pavarga? How to apply pavarga?
Okay, you can take a screenshot. Basically, what I was telling is that Prabhupada gives various explanations, Sanskrit word for that. Ba for fear, fena, fa for fena. Like that, we always entangled in our material life. You can take a screenshot, Prabhu, and you can, some other time you can go through Prabhupada purport is there. I will send you these. I think it is 1.2 in the chapter, first canto, second chapter, somewhere between 20th shloka and 30th shloka. If you search it, you will get the explanation for this. So I don't have the exact reference of the shloka, but it is in the first canto, second chapter, maybe after 20th shloka to 30th shloka, if you search or you search for this Bhavarga, Prabhupada has written a purport. You can read that.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Shilpa, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, I wanted to just know that the Varnashram system got destroyed after Parshuram, being a Brahmin, went around killing the kings, and is how the Varnashram, he took the role of a Kshatriya. Am I correct in understanding?
Yeah, because he thought he's a Brahmana, born in a Brahmana, but by qualities, he was a
He was
Kshatriya.
Kshatriya.
Brahmana would never do that kind of things. But he thought, okay, I'm born in a Brahmana's community. Jamadagni, is a Brahmana, and I'm born in this family, so let me go and take revenge. That Brahmana would never do that.
Yeah, so the Parshuram is one of Lord's avatar only. So if Lord has established Varnashram system, then how would Lord come and again go against the Varnashram system is where I want to
Even
understand.
Buddha is also incarnation of Lord. We don't follow Buddha. So time, place, circumstances, the Lord comes to us. The time, the rapid development of the Kshatriyas, atrocity of the demons were too much. They were in the names of kings, they were doing a lot of atrocity. So that was required for him to do that. So that's the purpose of his doing, taking, killing of all the demons and re-establishing again new generation, new order of devotees to become kings. Otherwise, it would have been worsened that time. So there is a purpose every time. So even Buddha is the incarnation of the Lord. So we don't follow Buddha's teachings. You can say, "Oh, Prabhu is Lord, Supreme Lord." Different purpose.
Purpose I understood, Prabhuji, but then if he is a leader and we have to follow what the leader, he comes to demonstrate that also.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I am not a Brahmana Kshatriya. I don't need to follow. Chaitanya Charitamrita is condemns following the Varnashrama system. But he went and did Shraddha ceremony for his father. He's not contradicting. Sometimes as a leader, they have to do something to establish certain standards. Does not mean that he is obligated, so all the devotees are obligated. No, sannyasis are not obligated. They don't have any obligation. Anybody is dedicated 24/7. It is very clear from Chaitanya Charitamrita that we don't have any obligation. Period. There is no Varnashram obligation. But Mahaprabhu did just to not to disturb the common man. Common man think, oh, see, this Prabhu is sannyasi, is supposed to set an example, but he's not doing it. It will be a lot of problem. See, we don't undisturb the people who are in the lower modes. Bhagavad Gita also time and again says, don't disturb the people who are too much attached to material thing. If you go and shake him, what will happen? Neither he will follow that, nor this one, and he will have a chaotic life. So sometimes we don't disturb, even though it is not required for common purpose, we do. Right, we go and say that sometimes we support, see, we are not here to distribute free food and things like that, but when the calamity happens, we also distribute some buckets, some things, because our movement is mainly to seva, means we do only the prasadam distribution. We don't do any other kind of other aspect of service, or the donation or charity. But sometimes time, place, circumstances, we need to do it. People are, there's this biggest tsunami happened, there is nothing is available, then there's nothing wrong in giving them some bucket, some accommodation, like that. So it depends on the time, place, circumstances. We can't stick to that, oh, karma will come, I've given to some person who is meat eating, then he's going to survive, then I'm going to get the karma. Karma is complicated. If I give prasadam, there is no karma. So there are a lot of complicated things are there. But time, place, circumstances, somebody needs to set an example. Otherwise, everybody say, oh, this is a fanatic, ISKCON is fanatic. They don't understand the basic necessity, basic situation. So we need to act time, place, circumstances. It is not rigid rule that we will only give prasadam as the service. We don't open another ashram, schools and other things. Generally, we don't do it. But based on time, place, circumstances, criticality, we also go a little bit extra, not to hurt the sentiments of the wider community when the natural calamity especially happens.
Hare Krishna, yes, Krishna. Prabhuji, do we have time for one more question?
I have time, but I'm sorry that I've exceeded the time, but I have time.
Can we take one question?
Yeah.
Yeah. Karpa Gaval Prabhuji or Mataji?
Thank you, Ma.
Sorry, Mataji. Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji. Prabhuji, just I wanted to know that you told that to chant 50 rounds to get good Krishna consciously.
On the day of union, you to select particular tithi, which is not contradicting with this tithi. On the day before union, you have to chant this 50 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and pray to Lord Vishnu. Then probably
and every month you can do like that, Mataji, Prabhuji?
If you get the date. every month if you have the date, it is not followed by this natakshara, particular date time. Yes, you get that every month the date. Generally, you don't get it. Every month you don't get this tithis. Very rarely you get, but if you get it, yes, you can do.
What it is, Prabhuji? What it is?
You can read. There's a book called Amazon Go to Samskaras book. You can buy that. I would recommend how to give a name, how to even name your children with alphabetic letter, what letter will suits them, which sthiti they're born. And there's a Samskaras book called Samskaras, written by ISKCON devotees. You can follow that. So I told you, right? I shared the screen. The tithis means there are a lot of good dates and bad dates. So you can't, for example, am I sharing my screen? Okay, let me share my screen. So I said between first 5-6 days of menstruation cycle, it is not recommended. Then 7th to 16th day, it is recommended. Out of which 11th, 13th day is not recommended. Then it is falls on the Ekadashi, Amavasya, Chaturthi, Sankranti, those days, Purnima, not should not be considered. And if it is falls on, let's say this date falls on Saturday, Tuesday, Sunday, that is not allowed. And also there are a lot of constellations, Bharani, Kritika, like that, there are few I have listed down. So those tithis, if it is falls on the particular date, then we should not. So that way you see, at any month, one day, maybe 2 months once, 3 months once, you get good days. On that day, you have to chant 50 rounds. Otherwise, also in general, you increase your chanting when you want to attract a good progeny.
Thank you.
But on the
Prabhuji.
days, compulsory is 50 rounds, both.
Thank you. Both are husband
Yes.
and wife, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yes.
Prabhuji. Thank you.
Sudha
Thank
Mataji,
you,
what is the
sir.
survey all about?
Hare
That is
Krishna.
Prabhuji attendance link for Prabhuji for us.
Sorry?
Attendance link for this Bhagavatam session. Prabhuji.
Oh, okay. This is something new. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Subbarao Prabhu.
Hare
You have
Krishna,
responded.
Subbarao Prabhu, you have a question. You have raised your hand.
No, I am not finding in the 20 to 30 that I have just gone through. That
Okay,
power
I will ask somebody to do it. 1 second. I'll tell you the exact if you want. Okay, anyone else? Any other question?
There are no raised hands.
So everybody is clear now? Is Varnashram system required or not? Still confused?
required, Prabhuji.
Required. Still you are standing with your statement.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. When you just now a while ago you said that due to time and circumstances, if you are doing some good deed, but then we can say Om Tat Sat and do it for the pleasure of Krishna and then do it.
No. You say, let's say you're going in a car at 10 o'clock in front of wine shop, somebody's asking charity. You cannot say whatever what you want to say. You will have karma. If he's going to use for wrong purpose, you will have karma, even though you dedicate to Krishna.
No,
Of course,
not in that sense. Not in that sense, Prabhuji. Suppose somebody is hungry and he wants to some food, and if you're giving, or give some money to a beggar or somebody, who's really in need of it.
Prabhu, that shloka was 1.2.8. 1.2.8. Pavarga 1.2.8. Yes, Mataji, continue.
Yeah, Prabhuji, that only I want to know. We can say Om Tat Sat and then give. Not to a drunkard or anybody,
But how do you know he's not going to misuse it? Better to give it to better to give it to the temple. If you don't know, karma is going to come.
Okay. Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
He may be pious, but still you will get pious credit. Then you have to go to Swargaloka and suffer. Come back again, suffer. So we want to cut out of this is only devotional service. That's anything related to Krishna. It is not related to Bhakti, Bhagavan. It's going to bind you. irrespective of a person is a sadhu or is a bad or good person. So if you do good person, then you get a shukruti, good shukruti, which you have to go and take birth again, become a philanthropist and do all those stuff. That's not our goal.
But Prabhuji, suppose you have maids in the house and or some workers in the building, some clothes and things, if you give them, that was lead to karma?
Karma is complicated. Should I answer it or not? I don't know. But yeah, I don't want to answer this question. I'll skip this because it's very sentimental. It's going to affect many of you. So yeah,
But we want to know, Prabhuji, we want to know, because sometimes वो दान देते हैं ना, clothes and things they need for their children, for the family.
This may be a homework. This you can check with others. I don't know.
Very delicate question, Prabhuji.
I know you can ask somebody seniors.
You're a senior, Prabhuji. You're teaching us. You can tell us, at least give some tip.
As I said, karma is complicated. So
we can say for Krishna's pleasure, we are helping somebody.
Better you teach them what is Krishna conscious, ask them to chant. You're teaching catch a fish. How many servant maids you can give a dress? How many days you can give? What about next life, this life, after 1 year, what will happen? So that's not a good standard.
But they also need help, no, Prabhuji, sometimes because we have in excess. On a big occasion.
If make them chant to become Hare Krishna, then you help, then becomes a Vaishnava Seva.
Yeah, okay, Prabhuji. Okay, thank you. Pranams, Prabhuji. At least some tip we got.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Do we have more
Serving
time,
Vaishnavas is
Prabhuji? There
okay.
is one more question. Do we have time? There is one more question. Suma Mataji has raised her hand.
As
Suma
long as
Mataji,
there is
please.
no other program, I'm okay.
Yeah, we do have to end it by 11 at least, so we have 5 more minutes.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Then, what about serving the family and anybody that we serve, Prabhuji, in a daily basis? So I was thinking we are doing a karma. So I'm sorry to understand it.
You offer the prasadam. You don't tell them it is prasadam and give it to them. Serving, yes, you have to do your duty, as long as you are not 24/7. So there are different dharmas for housewife. Housewife is follow to husband, even though he is not a devotee. Because based on that and following Krishna conscious, you will be liberated how much you are obedient to your husband. So everybody has, it's not a universal formula, it's applicable to everyone. So Matajis will have a different formula, Prabhujis will have different formula. So as much as possible, offering to them, trying to give an atmosphere where they can, trying to be Krishna conscious. Sometimes Matajis are restricted. They have to cook non-vegetarian because their husband cannot give. There are a lot of practical difficulties they will have. Then we will personally advise based on the situation one-on-one. This is another reason why you need to have a counselor or individual person who knows. If this calls, I can give high-level topics and I have a direction, but if you need one-on-one, then you need to talk to your counselor because he knows you. Because something I tell now, you try to follow, then there is a big fight in the family, then you say ISKCON devotees are like that, right? It doesn't, we should not disturb the atmosphere of family. We should not put them into a spot where then they completely go away from Krishna conscious. They might would have come back Krishna conscious if we are not advised that. That way it is time, place, circumstances, and it is specific to a particular person, situation. That way I can't openly tell what it is all about. But your dharma as a wife to follow your husband and try to follow as much as of Krishna conscious what is allowed. If it is too much of a problem, like it is detrimental to your progression and you are not able to progress, then you have to discuss with your counselors and they will tell you what needs to be done. But in general, for it is a male, then I would have answered differently. If it is a Mataji, then it's a different answer. It is not, you can't generalize it.
Prabhuji, how can we do it practically, Prabhuji? Everything as a karma, Prabhuji. Being in this position itself, like being a wife or being a daughter or daughter-in-law, or however.
Why everything is a karma?
So
even sleeping can be you can do it for Krishna. Prabhuji, how can you sleep can be offered to Krishna, right? You are sleeping and telling Krishna, I have to do tomorrow service. I have to chant. If I don't sleep, I will not be able to do. I'm doing this. I'm going to Maya, but I want you to remember before going to bed, you pray to Krishna. Thank you for the wonderful day, what you have given. And I'm going to sleep because tomorrow I'm going to get up and do chanting. Then if you in that mood, if you go, that is a service to Krishna, right? If you are not able to get up tomorrow and cook prasadam, You say, oh, that is a mode of ignorance. Sleeping is mode of ignorance. Krishna says, I will not sleep. You can't do that. Then it becomes a seva. When you think in that mode, when you get up early morning, then thank Krishna for the asking, plus praying to Guru and asking to give a wonderful day ahead. And even you work for your school or whatever office or something, then you say, I'm going to earn this because I need this money to bring my family in Krishna consciousness. I need to cook, I need to give it to the temple. That's why giving that money to the temple charity, that purifies some portion of it. And you are working, even though I have to do, see, otherwise, if nobody works, everybody is following Bhagavad Dharma, then how this system would run? That's what most of them say. Hey, you don't work, you go and surrender, then how does people will get food? How things will work? That's a major problem, right? So it is, everything can be, even you are a painter, you are an artist, you are a cook, you are a teacher, whatever, maybe everything can be deployed into Krishna consciousness. So we work, I go to the work thinking that when I take out my car, going to the office, I kill so many insects on the road, I will incur sin. But if I'm going in the mood saying that Krishna, I'm going today as a seva, and this is required for me to come back and chant my rounds, or I need to bring my family, then it is Krishna consciousness.
Prabhuji, in fourth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, action and Krishna consciousness, is that the akarma, Prabhuji? Action and Krishna consciousness and akarma are both same, no, Prabhuji?
Probably we can discuss some other time, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Krishnamurti
Prabhuji, 1.2.28 or 8, Prabhuji?
8.
8. Dharma Sonishthita Pumsam.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it will come in that one.
Yes. So first canto, chapter 2, sloka 8. Dharma Sonishthita Pumsam Ishvak Sena Kata Suyaha Notpada Yedya
The purport you see,
Okay.
Shramati Kevalam, yes, Prabhupada would talk about that.
Sorry, okay, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I will read.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your lovely association and a very good explanation on Varnashram. And we will need more guidance on this definitely. But thank you so much for coming, and we would expect you to come more often, Prabhuji. Your association is with you. Thank you so much. Thank you, devotees. Prabhuji, should I do prayers and end the session?
Yeah, please.
Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya Vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Dandavat pranam, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Should I end the session, Prabhu?
Thank you, Mataji.